Gypsy Rose Blanchard is a fraud, and the fact that she's coming after people that haven't done a crime that she has threatened is insane.
In the end, Gypsy got exactly what she wanted. She got the help she felt she wanted and she needed. She got the help she wanted. Scam gone wrong. Absolutely.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard is making headlines again, and trust me, the tea is piping hot. This time, she's teaming up with her attorney, and the streets are buzzing with talk of an alleged new scam. If you thought her story ended with that Lifetime documentary, think again. Apparently, Lifetime orchestrated a full-on influencer and protester stunt at her recent book signing to push a narrative that paints Gypsy as some misunderstood victim. Yes, you heard that right. Protesters and influencers, all allegedly part of a PR scheme. Really, Lifetime? This is the narrative you're choosing to push? Now, let's dissect this image they're selling. Allegedly, they're trying to rebrand Gypsy as a bullied advocate who just wants to do good in the world. Excuse me. But are we all just forgetting who Gypsy Rose Blanchard is? A manipulator, a liar, and let's call it what it is, a convicted murderer. And now, we're supposed to believe she's being silenced by bullies? It's giving PR damage control, and I'm not buying it.
Oh, Gypsy Rose Blanchard and her attorney out here scamming again, y'all, allegedly. Y'all know Lifetime set up an influencer and protesters last week at Gypsy Rose's book signing. They've been trying to paint a picture of Gypsy that's totally different from what the public has been able to see. Now, we all know Gypsy Rose Blanchard is a liar, manipulator, an unaliver, and she's completely unethical. However, they're trying to paint a picture that the world is trying to bully her. Content creators are trying to bully her, and that's the reason why she hasn't been able to be an advocate.
But wait, it gets even messier. Gypsy and her attorney recently hosted a Christmas charity event for the less fortunate, allegedly sponsored by something called the Bless Your Heart Foundation. And guess what? The foundation is owned by Gypsy's family law attorney. The layers of this are wild. This attorney, who has a less than stellar reputation for taking on cases nobody else will touch, is now co-signing Gypsy's rebrand. Talk about audacity.
To make things even worse, child, Shorty did a Christmas thing for the less fortunate with her attorney, Jeray, allegedly. So let's watch this. Well, actually, let's look at it.
Here's where it gets even spicier. People in Gypsy's community are sending in receipts about this charity event, claiming Lifetime is backing the whole thing. And you just know they're going to spin it into content with a look at Gypsy giving back narrative. But let's be real, the same community she scammed and manipulated isn't about to buy into this redemption arc. It's a PR stunt, plain and simple.
So allegedly, this is by Bless Your Heart Foundation, and you know that's the one that Gypsy Rose's family law attorney owns. Now, I heard that this particular family law attorney is basically for the ones that really can't find an attorney that wants to represent them, or the people that don't have, like, the funds.
And can we talk about how irresponsible it is to let Gypsy anywhere near youth? This is the same woman who manipulated a man with autism and a low IQ into committing murder, who thought it was a good idea to make her the face of any charitable effort. It's not giving redemption, it's giving calculated damage control with a side of delusion.
I heard that she's kind of known as the unethical attorney, the one that's really not worth a damn. And allegedly, this is sponsored by Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and I'm assuming Lifetime covered it. So I'm sure they're going to use this on Lifetime to act like she actually did something. The fact that anyone would have their youth around Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Oh, and her attorney? Allegedly, she's got a scammer streak too, which honestly makes this partnership make way too much sense. Birds of a feather, am I right? Lifetime seems to be eating this all up, conveniently ignoring the receipts while turning it into a spectacle. So, what do you think? Is this a legit redemption arc or just another elaborate hustle?
The woman that used a man with autism and a low IQ that was collecting a disability check, permanent disability check, is really laughable. And it really says something about her attorney, but we already knew the attorney was a scammer, allegedly.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard's recent gender reveal is making waves. Not just for the announcement itself, but for the eyebrow-raising guest list. Louisiana is buzzing, and honestly, it's no wonder. Let's unpack the drama because the internet and the locals are on fire over this one. Here's the headline. Gypsy's big event featured a Louisiana attorney known for her work with a nonprofit supporting domestic violence survivors.
Here is an attorney in Louisiana, and she also helps a nonprofit organization for domestic violence. Let's check it out. So she was in the community spotlight, and it says, as a mother, God has really put the children of domestic violence on my heart. Jure, and then, they give all the information down below.
At first glance, it sounds like a good cause, right? But when you factor in Gypsy's infamous history, alleged abuse, and, orchestrating her mother's murder, it's a choice that's sparking major side eyes. Like, how does a legal advocate for survivors end up aligning with someone whose story is steeped in such controversy?
Now, all of us that have really truly done our research, we know that Gypsy is not a victim of that, correct? But this woman is supporting a woman that unalived her mom, which that is domestic violence. She's also supporting a woman that had her mom set up and allegedly was abusing her. That is what this attorney is co-signing on. And what I also thought was rather odd is that this same attorney is actually her attorney for her divorce. Let's check that out as well.
Ironic doesn't even cover it. This attorney hasn't been shy about her stance either, dropping a quote about protecting kids impacted by domestic violence. A noble mission, sure, but for those of us who know Gypsy's case, it's not that simple. Yes, there are claims of abuse in Gypsy's past, but her actions have left people divided. Did the mistreatment justify the outcome? It's a question that still lingers.
Remember, Katie Joy recently posted this, and it shows the court date. I thought that name looked really familiar, and I went back to look at the screenshot, and sure enough. I am baffled that an attorney that supports domestic violence abuse victims would really co-sign and support someone that unalived her mom and had her mom set up. And after seeing those brutal crime scene pictures that were released last week or resurfaced, she's aware. There's nothing that this woman doesn't know. And also, it makes me wonder if this woman has any association at all with the parole officer.
Now, with this attorney publicly backing Gypsy, it's giving serious conflict of interest vibes. Supporting a client legally is one thing, but becoming their hype person, it's messy. But wait, it gets better. This same attorney isn't just attending the reveal, she's representing Gypsy in her divorce. Coincidence? Highly unlikely. It's the kind of alignment that makes you wonder, is this about justice, or is there another agenda at play?
But she also handles criminal cases. I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't hire an attorney like this. That's just my personal opinion. Just because if an attorney would support someone like that, it brings her integrity in question, right? It makes you wonder, what does she really stand for? Are you really for justice?
Especially since this attorney is fully aware of the brutal crime scene details that resurfaced just last week. Standing by Gypsy despite all that, it's a bold move to say the least. Justice, clout, or something else entirely? What's her endgame? Meanwhile, Louisiana locals are fuming, and honestly, I can't blame them. To some, it feels like the attorney's credibility is on the line. Representing someone with Gypsy's history is one thing, but public support? That hits different, especially in a community so closely tied to the case. Would you want this attorney in your corner? Because the backlash suggests plenty of people wouldn't. This tangled web of controversy has everyone asking, is this a case of misunderstood advocacy, or has the attorney crossed a line? We've got drama, we've got questions, and we've got opinions flying everywhere. What's your take? Is this support justified, or is it a PR nightmare waiting to happen? Drop your thoughts below, smash that like button if you're as shook as I am, and stay tuned. There's always more tea brewing.